Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, and welcome back to another video on my channel. Today we're going down a different subreddit, a subreddit that I really like, r/petty revenge. Now, sit back, relax, and get inspired by this delicious petty revenge. Okay, this petty revenge is titled This One's Nuts, so, you know, if it's not about nuts, then I guess we don't have many indication. In honor of my late father, I have a good one to share. I was lucky enough to attend the homestand games of a World Series. Hmm, well done you. I was a loudmouth fellow that celebrated very loudly at the initial pace the advisors were laying down. He would turn around and yell obscene things about local fans. This guy was alone. No friends. It was weird to watch him act like someone had provoked him as he yelled about us being inferior. The first inning ends, and the home team comes out blasting runs, getting the crowd excited, and several people start talking shit to this guy, getting him so very excited. This is quite American to me, so I don't understand. This guy is in the seat directly in front of my dad and me. Dad did it first, and it was so casual I almost thought I didn't see what I saw. Oh, it is about notes. Dad was taking his peanut shells and disposing of them in this guy's hood that is hanging over the back of his seat. I watch him do it 4 or 5 more times. He looks up and sees me and flashes me a wicked grin. I joined in, slowly, dropping each smashed peanut shell into the loudmouth's hood. We filled the majority of his hood as he sulked because his team never made a comeback that game. At the end of the game, Dad asks the guy if his sex life is as full of premature letdowns as his celebrations. Oh, oh, wow. Dude tells him to F off and pulls his hood on. Oh, it was so sweet, so petty and small but perfect. I left out the names of the teams to not distract from the story. It's okay. That was delightful. I didn't understand most of it, I will admit, because this does sound quite American, and judging by my accent, I am very much not American. I'm also not into sports, so please excuse me. But I do like this little revenge. It doesn't hurt anybody, but it's also teaching someone to watch their tone around others. Next one, shall we? An oldie but a goldie. So, this is old, but I was just sharing it with somebody and thought I'd share here too. It's important to know that my husband and I don't believe in hoarding supplies. You should never hoard supplies anyway. We've been through hurricanes, other natural disasters, and obviously the pandemic. And we've never had to do without, so we hate when others do this. Yeah, quick PSA, everybody, please don't hoard things. Like, in the UK, it is a thing that when there is the first snowflake falling from the sky, people drive to the nearest supermarket and buy all the bread and all the toilet roll, and then there's just nothing. Especially like since a lot of these people either get off work early or they're stay-at-home parents or they're not working that day. So the people who have late shifts or even night shifts can't do anything. They're either stuck at work or they leave work and there's nothing left in the shops. So please be courteous of other people who don't have the same schedule as you. Back to the story. During the pandemic, my husband and I were grocery shopping. Now, this was all well into the pandemic where mostly shortages were over, but once in a while things would get scarce. Yeah, been there. We were headed to get toilet paper, there it is, and the folks in front of us were a mother and a teenage girl. I overheard the mother say we only need toilet paper and baby wipes, important for later, but I bet you already know the ending. As we got to the TP aisle, I noted that there were only three 12 packs left on the shelf. The woman and her daughter could clearly see we were standing behind her to get some, as was another couple. She picked all of them. Her daughter even whispered that we were there to get some. Before she walked away, the mother looked at the teepee in her car, looked at us, shrugged her shoulders, and smirked as if to say, I got them all. I get the look. I understand the look. She must have gone somewhere else in the store because I took every adult wipe from the aisle, then headed straight to the children's aisle, where I took every container of baby wipe. I was leaving the aisle when she appeared. She took one look at my cart and knew. I continued my shopping, watched her check out, and then put every container back because, as I said, I don't hoard and I don't want other parents to suffer. Okay, I was going to say that this isn't good revenge until you said you put them back. Okay, you put them back. This is petty revenge because you're not punishing anyone else but the person who very much punished you because now you've got to go to another supermarket, thus risking your health and potentially other people's healths. Likely, she went somewhere else and found baby wipes as I did to get TP. Yeah, like I was saying. But I thought that one inconvenience deserved another. Yeah, this is like an eye for an eye. It does make the world blind, but if you're willing to force other people to go the extra mile and infect other people just because you want to hoard toilet paper, then expect the same in return, darling, okay? Because during the pandemic, there was a lot of people, especially in the UK, that did stock up and hoard. And I don't know why, because supermarkets were allowed to stay open. These people were acting as though everything was going to shut down forever and it was the be all end all. Like, I understand for big families, because I lived in a house of 8, including myself. So I understand getting like quite a few to last. So you don't have to go out like every other day. But if it's a small family, I don't understand. Anyway, moving on, I've got a few more for you. This one is titled, Maybe You Should Have Read and Obeyed the Sign. Another COVID story. Shortly after COVID hit, Dollar Tree was the only store left in town with hand sanitizer. It smelled like a mix of old tires and bad BO. It was horrendous. Oh, girl, I feel you on that one. I hate sanitizer that smells bad. I work for a pizza chain. We closed our lobby to customers and put a huge sign in the window asking customers to call and we'd take their order over the phone or bring their existing order out to them. Customers would literally read the sign and come right in anyway. Yes, this is giving cash only, do you accept card? Or card only, do you accept cash? I've seen that meme where there's like printed all over the till, like, oh, we do not accept cash, and then they're like, do you accept cash? It's infuriating. Like, read the sign, darling, read the sign. You're not Jesus. Don't expect special treatment. I ain't seen you turn water into wine, because it couldn't possibly be meant for them. I like this person. So being responsible and all, I made sure to supply said hand sanitizer solely for their use. They would walk in and be like, yes, I'll take a large hand, looks over and sees the hand sanitizer and puts some on. Tossed pepperoni. Oh, continue. A hand tossed pepperoni. Okay, so, oh, handmade pizza. Sounds like an amazing shop, actually. And just like 99% of us, they would sniff their hands right after putting it on, guffaw, forget what they were doing for a second, and then compose themselves long enough to realize that they were actually being told to exit the lobby and calling the store with their order and call the store with their order. All the while randomly sniffing their hands and gaffing all over again. It was glorious. It especially made my heart happy if they asked to use the restroom first, to obviously wash their hands, and I got to tell them no. They were stuck with that god awful smell, and I like to think that they would not get a chance to wash it off before eating their pizza. Okay, I do like this person. This revenge is great. I like this person a lot. That's funny. Next story. Not my job. Years ago, I was working in a large call center trying to find a management position since I had just finished my master's in management. Congratulations on passing. On this particular day, my phone jack stopped working. I was pretty sure it was the batteries, so I opened the box, took out the batteries and adjusted them. It worked. Well, the IT guy walked by and saw this. He yelled at me not to touch the equipment, that I was not qualified, and that I should call him from now on. I mean, it's a phone, okay? Fast forward a week. Somehow my foot tangled around the cord and unplugged my monitor. I could see it and could easily have crawled under the desk and plugged it back in. Nope, I called him to come do it. He who weighed at least 375 hashtag S. I don't know what that means. It's not stone. Like, Jesus. He who weighed at least 375 hashtag S. I don't know what that means. Looked at it and then told me to just reach down and plug it in. I told him, nope, I'm not qualified. Not my job. And slid my chair out of the way and watched him struggle and sweat. Struggle and sweat and sweat for 5 minutes trying to fit under the crowded desk. He never messed with me again. I do like malicious compliance. This would be cross-posted on malicious compliance, I just know it. But I do apologize for the stuttering and the slurred words. The language was a little bit Like, I don't know what hashtag S is in weight. Like, I use like kgs. I don't use like pounds or anything else, so I don't. It could be pounds, but I don't know what that means. Anyway, I believe we have time for one more. So you think I'm in your way? I'll make sure of it. Happened at Costco yesterday, Lover Costco. As always, Costco is busy with everyone trying to pick up whatever on their way home from work. The usual carts in the way, people stopping abruptly to look at things, etc. Sounds like my nightmare. I pick up I pick up a few things in produce. There's a woman with a cart behind her, and she's basically taking up the entire space by the grapes as she's making her selection while talking on the phone. Okay, you don't need to be on the phone while shopping. Like, you can just ask someone to text you the shopping list. You don't need to be on the phone. I wait. She finally selects a container of grapes, puts it in her cart, and moves the cart. I walk in front of the display, look at four containers before selecting one, and as I turn my back to put it in my cart, I hear, geez, some bish pushed in front of me to get grapes. What's wrong with people? No manners. To the person she's talking to on the phone. Rude. Calling someone a bish. To be clear, I waited for her to finish and moved her cart. Yes, you waited patiently, and this woman's calling you a bish? That's so rude. I turned around with a WTF is that about face, and she looked me dead in the eye and mouthed, I wasn't talking about you. I'm the only one here, and we have been the only one here for 2 minutes, so yes, you are talking about me. Yeah, sometimes it's just obvious who someone's talking about. Like, you do something and they're like, oh, I hate when people do this exact thing that you're doing. And then they have the nerve to go, no, I wasn't talking about you. Bitch, just 'cause you got caught out. She moved down to the next aisle, which is where I'm going to. So I decided I've got time and will trail her through the store since we'll be going up and down the exact same aisles anyway. Every single time she stops to get something, I stop right behind her, like I'm waiting for that too. If she takes a little too long, I let out a heavy sigh. Ooh, passive aggressive. Continually through the store section, I'm doing this. Since I am a short middle-aged woman, it's not like I am a physical threat. More like that annoying fly that won't leave you alone. She ended up shopping quite a bit faster, and basically threw things into her cart before getting in line for self-checkout. I hope she'll think twice before talking crap and making things up about strangers, because some of us will have all the time in the world to annoy you. I do like that. I do like that a lot. There's a little comment. Some of us have all the time in the world to annoy you. That's a great line that should be on a t-shirt. Be careful who you piss off. Some of us have all the time in the world for revenge. I like that, because it's true. I mean, if you've just finished work or if you've got a day off, like, who are you waiting for anyway? Oh, I would have cut in line just before she got into the till. I did that once. I was coming home from a tattoo, and I was crossing a road that had no cars. It was a side road, so it was empty. And then all of a sudden, these guys come speeding down the road, and then yelled at me through the window. I think they called me the F slur. Um, I'm not certain, but I definitely heard like, uh, and then I noticed that they were slowing down, and then they stopped at the local Tesco. I didn't need anything from Tesco, but I got something from Tesco. I followed them around the shop and waited until they were at the till. As soon as they were at the till, I cut them in line. Like a bitch. I cut them in line and then took my sweet, sweet time because there's self checkouts in this Tesco. So the other option is to wait in the long line for the people who are buying fuel because you can't buy fuel at self checkout. So I deliberately, you know, dropped my keys on the floor. Then I dropped my credit card on the floor. Oh no. And then I couldn't find the barcode to scan. Oh no, I'm such a klutz. So meanwhile, this guy was like, ugh, gugh, behind me, whilst I was just taking longer and longer and longer. And then suddenly I couldn't get my phone to unlock to get my club card out. Oh no. And after I finally, slowly bagged the shopping that I really didn't need, I smiled at him, walked out of the shop, and saw his friends on the phone asking, "Where are you?" So I think and hope that however much time they saved speeding and almost hitting me with the car, I doubled in making them late. And that's why you should never cross a F slur, in my opinion, because that F slur might be petty, especially after a tattoo, okay? Girl, I'm tired, my leg hurts, I just want to go for a nap, and you call me a slur? Girl, I'm gonna take up your time, okay? And I'm gonna smile and look you dead in the eyes and look sexy whilst doing it. And what are you going to do? Huh? Call me another F slur? Okay, I'll make you more late. Anyway, that's my petty revenge. Let me know of your petty revenge in the comments. Please, please, please. I love being petty. As long as it doesn't hurt anybody or you, I love it. Anyway, I will see you in the next video. Take care and stay petty, my beloved darlings. Mwah.